Welcome to part 2, how to turn your dream of becoming a professional singer into a goal. Okay, so now you have had professional level training and you want to know how you're going to go about making your dream of becoming a professional singer a reality. If you have not had professional training, you may want to go back and watch part 1 of this video, which addresses that. But assuming that you are professionally trained, now we're going to talk about how to get to your dream. The first problem with this is thinking of it as a dream. A dream is something that is a fantasy. It lives in your head. It may even live in your heart, but it never really leaves that realm. So if you ultimately want to be a professional singer, it means turning that from being a dream into being a goal. And a goal is a decision. A goal is something you have decided to do, and you're going to put together a step-by-step process for how you're going to achieve that goal. And that's what allows this to move from a fantasy realm into the realistic realm of something that you have in your life. Having said that, the first step to the first goal, or the first interim step in your goal, should be building your repertoire. Now that means perfecting your repertoire. You need a repertoire of material that is consistent with whatever your goal is. So if your goal is to be a recording artist, that means that you need a repertoire of original material. If your goal is to be on Broadway, then you need a repertoire of show tunes. If your goal is to front a tribute band or a wedding band, then obviously you need that material, and it needs to be, I'd say, 2 sets worth of material that you have really perfected and honed so that you can go out there and perform it easily and without a lot of challenge or worry about what's going to happen when you're singing this. You should never be winging anything when you go out there. Professionals don't wing it. Professionals have prepared and re-prepared. So that's the first step, is preparing your repertoire and really perfecting your repertoire. This includes your stage presence, your stage movement, your stage patter, the things that you're going to be saying in between songs. How are you going to be speaking to the audience? How are you going to put this set list together? You shouldn't be figuring all this out when you're on the stage. This is something you want to do well in advance, have well prepared, memorized, know exactly what you're doing step by step. And this is what makes people stand out as professionals. Once you have your repertoire together, interim goal number 2 would then be to put together your backing music, however that's going to be. So if you are a musician and you perform, you play an instrument, you play guitar or piano, or in some way can accompany yourself, that's wonderful. Make sure that your performance chops are just as strong as your vocals, and that you're prepared just as easily and well with your performance. If you don't accompany yourself, or you want a bigger presence, then it may mean finding musicians. One of the best ways that you can do that is to go out and listen, go out and hear people performing. Go out and find yourself some musicians that match the genre that you are looking to perform and that you're really happy with how they sound. And approach them, speak with them, ask them if they're available, ask them if they're interested. You may just need a piano player, someone to accompany you that way, or you may be looking for a complete band. But in any event, hearing them firsthand in a live situation is really going to be very helpful to you, and will also give them a sense of who you are. So you get a sense to interact with them, you have an ability to get to know them. I mean, when you're working with someone on this level, it means that you need to be able to get along too, and that you like each other. So this gives you an opportunity to meet them and really know that whether or not this looks like a viable situation. Other ways that you can do this is to check music publications. There are audition announcements. There are bands that are seeking singers to front them. Some are looking for an original project. Others are cover bands. But, obviously you're looking for something that matches your ultimate goal. And try not to get sidetracked. Try to stay on track with what you're looking for when you start to approach these people. Because there are many different directions that musicians may be looking to take. If you are unable to find musicians that are a match for you, you may want to put together backing tracks. You can do that simply by getting karaoke tracks of material if it's cover material, or you may go into the studio and have that recorded for you so that you can use those tracks and go out and perform with them. So the next step is to really get comfortable on stage. And I would suggest to you that you rent space in a rehearsal studio or on a sound stage where you can really get comfortable with the space on the stage, with your movement on the stage, with the placement of your other musicians on the stage lighting, the PA system, the sound system, and really get comfortable with all of that. And make sure that not only are you comfortable with the equipment that's there, but that you have purchased any equipment that you specifically want to have, whether they are in-ear monitors for yourself, microphones, and so on. Once you've become comfortable on stage, the next thing is to go out and start performing. But you don't yet want to go out and perform for an audience who has paid to be there. So the next thing you want to do is to perform at open mics, karaoke nights, places where you can go out and perform and people are not expecting that you are yet a professional performer. And this allows you an opportunity to have mistakes, to figure out what needs to be tweaked and honed and what you have to further refine. Once you've done that, I would suggest the next step is to go out and perform for charities. A place where people are happy that you are donating your skill and your expertise, and they are not paying you yet. And this gives you another level, an ability to further refine your performance before you're getting paid to do it. All of that being said, because I don't want this video to be too long, we're going to have a part 3 to this video, which is going to be now going out as a professional and actually getting paid and how to make that next step a reality. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me directly. You can find me through my website at bangonrecords.com. It's Dominique at Bang On Records.